Hi guys, I'm here to show you my Spark Stormweaver 1 million DPS build. And let's just make it quick. So for skill gems, I have for Spark, this is corrupted. And I put Lightning Mastery on it. That's why it has +1 level support. I have Inevitable Critical, Arcane Tempo, Considered Casting, Lightning Mastery, Inspiration. For me, this is the most optimized if you want to get the raw damage to it. I could change it with acceleration. Maybe this one. Put it back here. Put acceleration if I want it. Or fast clearing of that. But recently, I'm just doing it. Pinnacle bosses, so this is better for burst damage. So for Archmage, I also got it +1 level for corruption, and clarity. For clarity, you need 10 additional spirit for you to use it. So totally, I have on campaign, you can get 100. That's the default. And then 60 with a combination of my helmet and suit. I got like 177. 52 on suit and 25 on helmet for enchantment. So for Mana Tempest, I barely use this skill because my mana is also my HP. So most of the time, if I use this one, I always die. So I have Premeditation and Murderous Intent for my Mana Tempest. Orb of Storms. I have Concentrated Effect, more area damage, Lightning Exposure, more shock, and 4 of mana. This one for increased mana regeneration. And Strip Away and Conduction. So basically my Orb of Storm is just for shocking. I put all my DPS on my Custom Shock and Spark. I just put this Orb of Storm for increased mana and more shocking nearby, especially boss. For Conductivity, just the max level. I don't think it's worth first to buy a corrupted one. So I changed it to Curse Ground. As you can see, this is almost as big as my Power of Sigil. It's good for bossing and simulacrum. So I have Focus Curse, Spell Echo for more area of effect, Ritualistic Curse, Heightened Curse. So this is one of the main source of damage, cast on shock. I bought a corrupted one. You don't need many gem socket because you will just put it on trigger skill. Trigger socket, I mean. So I have level 30 Lightning Conduit on custom shock. Energy retention for more recovery of energy, more custom shock. Skill penetration, lightning penetration, and elemental focus. This one you can replace with other DPS gems, but since I put my inevitable critical here, so I replace it with lightning penetration. So for blink, nothing much, just the ingenuity. For skeletal cleric, I have last gasp, and this one is not really needed. I don't know why I have it. Let me remove it. And then of course soul offering for the skeletal cleric. I have minion mastery, ablation, dance macabre, or whatever it's called, persistence for more duration. For Simulacrum, I suggest you put this on the Sigil of Power for longer duration, because you won't use this much. Simulacrum is more on clearing tons of mobs and waves. So that's all for my support gem. I think let's move on skill tree first. Just the typical Stormweaver build. Strike twice, Force of Will, Scoring Winds. And then most of the nodes I took was the damage and critical and mana. I didn't take too much intelligence. So I focus on damage. As you can see, damage, critical. This is my only ailments nodes. Critical. And here, this is a must. Eldritch Battery, Arc Intensity, combination with Mind over Matter, then Chaos Manipulation. And then I have this Against Darkness with the maximum mana. Of course, it's a must. And extra lightning damage. So this is the best place for this jewel to be put, because I have many nodes here. You can see I have every nodes with 1% increase maximum mana. And I also need it because it's critical. So I went up here and put cast speed, this one, mana regen, spell damage. This is the reason I removed the acceleration. I do have these nodes that increase 20%. So if I wear the acceleration, I can remove this and put the 3 passive points to any damage nodes like this one and this one. But I just remove it and replace it with inevitable critical. It's like almost the same, I think. But this is the best because it has spell damage. And then skill effect duration. I want my spark to be longer on area. It also affects the sigil and the herb of storms. It's like an all-rounder. Conductivity, it also affects conductivity. Most of the skills for Stormweaver. And of course this one, Ingenuity. 25 intelligence. And then I have this controlled metamorphosis here. Unique diamond. Unique jewel, I mean. Only affects the passive in massive ring. So we cannot put any nodes here, I think. I never tried it actually. Because before on my build, I have these nodes here. And this one. So I remove it all for me to have this wild storm. So I took directly the pure power. And then I put this lightning quick, drench, and this is the what I want for this metamorphosis. Extra percentage mana. This is a lot for Stormweaver since we are mana stacker. So going back here, I took, of course, Chaos Manipulation, and this another critical nodes here. And yeah, for last one I had the Wild Storm. It's actually my recent build on. I also had one bonus Jewel Socket. So I give up my nodes here for me to travel here. From here until here. And this one. This is my new nodes. That's why I reached 1 million. This one is for the weapon swapping. Of course, it's also a must. The course duration and what else? Course effect. So if I swap my weapon to weapon 2, I will get all that curse effect duration. Also this one. See, it activated. I also put my blink on slot 2. So I can blink when I'm using slot 2. And the soul offering. Additional damage. Alright, I think let's go for the equipments. For the equipments, I have just nothing much. Nothing special, just a normal one. But for a budget meal, you can get +4 or plus... No, +4 is the lowest. Spell damage and what else? Mana. I think +4 of this one can get up to 3 to 5 divine. Or 10 is maximum. It's very cheap. My only expensive gear here was this one. The rest is just few divines. So also for stock, as you can see, I took +6 level of all spell skills and increased cast speed, of course. So when I swap the weapon, I will get more cast speed to release this conductivity. And what most important was this +6 all level skill affects also the sigil of power. As you can see, I have level 26. When I switch to weapon 1, it's only level 20. And it increased the buff grants, everything, the duration. See? 16 now and 12.5. So I don't know if this known by the most of the Stormweavers. So this helped much a lot for buffing. Just bonus if you have the mana and mana regeneration. So when you swap, you still can sustain your mana.
I need more time.
Okay, so let's proceed to the shield. I have Mahu with 6% increased mana, soul core. You can replace this by more damage if you use focus with +2 level of all spells. This is just optional. I just prefer this one for more sustainability. You can see I will get 11 armor, 11% damage reduction armor, and block. But you will lose few damage and a few mana. But since I put 6% increased mana, it will grant me more mana. Because usually I put here was the rarity. This is actually my rarity swap. But I tried to change it to see how much mana. Okay, so let's move to amulet. For amulet, we have I think this is the best optimized for amulet. This is the all-rounder. I could get +3 level of all spell skill, but I will lose maybe cast speed or spell damage or the resistance. So I just took this +2 level to get more cast speed. Because cast speed is really a must if you want to get a bigger damage tooltip. Since it's a multiplier, same with the other class. The attack speed of the monks, I think, and the ranger, it multiplies the DPS a lot. So for Stormweaver, I think cast speed is really needed. As you can see, I have cast speed here, I have a cast speed here, cast speed here, cast speed here. I don't know if I can reach 1 million without enough cast speed. I could use how many? Almost 7 spark per second. That's how fast it's built. So for rings, I have, it's almost identical. See, evasion. Just the difference is the lightning resistance and the cold resistance. Because I cannot cap my resistance without this one. And I optimize my boots to have the increased rarity and intelligence. Normally this one should have triple rest, but since it will not be enough, since it has no multiplier from the ingenuity bet, I just took the fire rest and take the resistance through the rings. So for armor, I have a double rest in spirit because I have a cast on shock build. This is the best one I see on market. So I think this is the very optimized for the suit, for this build. And for helm, high energy shield and the mana, triple rest. Also should have a spirit for you to have the cast on shock. For gloves, double rest, crit damage bonus, and mana and high ES. Normally you need high ES if you want to reach enough mana, because your ES is also your mana, because of this one and this one. Actually, only this one. Okay, so what else? Mana plus. This is very needed if you want to burst the boss, because the cast on shock conduit consume a lot of mana. It procs a lot of time, especially when you have a lot of shock chances. So for this build, my chance on shock is not really much, because I focus on that. Just want raw damage. There's also other builds that focus on shock, and of course you will get more lightning conduit. What else? So my ingenuity, at least get 60 to 70%. The 80 is already too much, so you just have more budget. So what else I can say? For planners, I think I already made earlier. I'll put it on the link description below. And what else? Chaos resistant, we don't need it. It's okay to have a negative 100 of this one, since we are immune to all chaos damage. So I think that's all. Good luck everyone with your build.